These are all 3-year lease deals based on 3 months up front and 10,000 miles a year. Please use the link in the video description to check out the deals for yourself or to adjust the terms to something that suits you better, and it helps support the channel. Thanks. Hello folks, welcome to the EV lease deals of the month for May 2023. We're going to kick things off with this Peugeot E2008. It's a 100 kilowatt GT 50 kilowatt hour 5-door auto. 1183 upfront, 394 a month. Insurance group 26, 434 litres of boot space, and you've got a 0 to 62 time in this one of 9.9 seconds. Looking at the price of this, you'll see it's the lowest point it's been this year, maybe give or take 25 pence, but it has been fairly flat throughout the year. The average price for it's been £416 a month. Currently $394 a month, but it is quite a lot of car for the money, particularly when you think this is the same kind of money as something like a Nissan Leaf. This is a much more compelling car to me than the Leaf would be for that kind of money per month. Next, we've got the Renault Megane E-Tech. This is the EV60 160 kilowatt Techno 60 kilowatt hour optimum charge 5-door auto. 217 brake horsepower, 280 miles of range, 440 litres of boot space, group 27 on the car insurance. If you haven't seen this, I think this Megane is a lovely looking vehicle. I think it's the best looking French car in a long time. Look at it. Woof. That really is a nice bit of design. I like it a lot. 0 to 62 on this one, 7.5 seconds. And average price has been £538 a month, currently £462 a month with £1,387 up front. So this is a great deal. I mean, look at this. Back in July, 567, August 623, December 613, currently 462 with £1,387 up front. And when you go back to these numbers, 280 miles of range, 217 brake horsepower, 440 litres of boot space. That's a car without too many compromises, folks. Next, we've got one of my favourites, the Hyundai IONIQ 5. 240 miles of range, 170 brake horsepower, 527 litres of boot space. Insurance group 29. As you know, wonderful bit of design in my opinion. There is a link to the review for that up there somewhere. 1,480 up front, 493 a month. It's been around that price for a couple of weeks now. The average price for the year has been £561, and as you can see at its peak, which was just in January, 660 quid a month. Then in August, £590 a month. Currently 493 with just under 1,500 up front. We got the Tesla next, folks. It's the Model 3 rear-wheel drive, standard range, 305 miles of range, 245 brake horsepower, insurance group 48, and 542 litres of boot space. Interesting when you look at the Teslas, isn't it? Because a lot of the models we're looking at here are much, much newer, but a lot of the manufacturers are still struggling to get over 200 miles of range. The Tesla with 305 miles after all these years, all 3 of them or whatever it's been, it really is quite impressive. 1,600 up front, 546 a month on that one. 542 litres of boot space, 245 horsepower, 0 to 62 in 5.8. Average price 589 on this, currently 546. Its peak was around about this time last year when it was 660, 670 quid. Then we had another one back in October, 652. In April, 568. Currently 546 with 1,638 up front. Now, 546 quid a month is not an insignificant amount of money to spend on a car, but if you've got that kind of money and you're looking for an EV, this really does deliver a bit of value in my opinion. Next, we've got the Toyota BZ4X. I haven't driven one of these yet, but I've got the Subaru Solterra coming, which is an exceptionally similar car, i.e. it's basically the same car. 150 kilowatt pure, 71.4 kilowatt hour 5-door automatic, 1,679 up front, 559 a month, insurance group 35, 452 litres of boot space, 318 miles of range and 204 brake horsepower, 0 to 62 7.5 seconds, and just look at the pricing on this. I mean, it's bonkers really. So when they first came out for quite a long time, 611 quid a month. Then in December, 800 quid a month. In January, £877 a month. In April, £821 a month. Currently, 1679 up front and 559 per month. So the average over the last year has been 717 quid a month, currently 559. Next, we've got the good old Tesla Model Y. And remember, folks, please use my link to Lease Loco if you're interested in any of these deals, or in fact, if you just want to have a poke around. I cannot do this without you using that link, so please do. 1,770 quid up front and £590 a month on the Tesla Model Y. This is the rear-wheel drive standard range, 283 miles of range, 347 brake horsepower, insurance group 46, 0-62 time of 6.6 on this one. Average price for the year has been £637, but it did start life back in September at £768. Wow. We've then seen a couple of little dips, including one just a couple of weeks ago where it's down to just over 500 quid. That would have literally been for one or two cars, because the price, as you can see, has been very steady for a very long time. So average price on it's been 637 quid a month, currently 590 with 1,771 up front. I feel that at some point this is going to settle around the 550, 570 mark per month. So I'll be keeping a close eye on this, as I always do. But just like the Model 3 at 590 quid a month, it looks like good value on paper compared to some of the other offerings. Now here's an interesting one. We've got the 𝘾𝙃𝙼𝙉𝙉𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍𝙍 EV60. This has got 345 miles of range is claimed, 204 brake horsepower, insurance group 27 and 570 litres of boot space, 1,800 quid up front and 605 a month. So this really is a direct rival to the Model Y, is it not? This is in base trim, this is in loft, 8.5 seconds to 62 in this one. And average price on it's been 663 over the last year. It started off in January at 768, in March at 744, and we're currently down to 605 with 1,800 up front. As I said, average price has been 663, currently 605. And finally, we've got the Audi e-tron. I don't think these do represent great value for money, but the lease deal at the moment, if you're interested in one of these cars, is not too bad. 2,200 up front and 740 quid a month, 660 litres of boot space, insurance group 44 and 313 brake horsepower. Only 196 miles of range, which I've mentioned many times before, I feel is a little bit light for a car of this kind. That needs to be at least 250 in my book for a premium car like this. 0-62 in 6.8 seconds. And then just have a look at this. Average price on it's been £817 a month. It's been up and down a little bit, folks. So this time last year it was about 793. Then August 876, October 916, January 950, May 919, currently 740 quid with 2,200 up front. Folks, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also, please go back and look at some of the videos I've released this month, because apart from one that got really good numbers, my videos are not being viewed, so please go and check out some of the other videos. I'd love you to. Thanks again, folks. Please use that link to Lease Loco, and I'll catch you on the next one.